The most important thing in life is to have vision. With that phrase, Arnold Schwarzenegger defines a life shaped by decision, not destiny. This is the story of a poor boy in a cold Austrian village who dared to dream of becoming the greatest in the world. This isn't just a video about muscles, movies, or politics. It's a deep journey about how to turn the impossible into the inevitable. How many times have you been told you can't? That you weren't born for this? That your accent, your body, your origin, or your past will always hold you back? Arnold heard those voices too, but instead of believing them, he used them as fuel. Today, you'll hear his story. And maybe, for the first time, you'll begin writing your own. Ready for a real change? Subscribe now and watch this video to transform your life. There's something powerful about someone who refuses to accept no as an answer. Arnold wasn't a popular kid, not the strongest, not the brightest, but he had something rare, a clear vision. At age 10, he saw a bodybuilding magazine and said, "I'm going to be like them. I'm going to be the best in the world." It wasn't a childish phrase. It was a vow to his future. Most people wait to have everything before they start. Arnold started with nothing, and that made him unstoppable. Born in 1947 in Thal, a small Austrian town, Arnold's father was a strict police chief scarred by World War II. Their home didn't allow dreams, only discipline. Money was tight, no television, news came through the radio, opportunities were a luxury meant for others. And on top of that, Arnold had a thick accent, a skinny body, and a dream many called ridiculous: move to America, win Mr. Universe, and become a movie star. They all laughed, except him, because inside, a voice whispered, "You can change everything." And he listened. His first step wasn't Hollywood. It was the nearest gym, 20 kilometers away. He'd walk or bike every day. Rain, snow, sun, it didn't matter. At 15, he trained like a pro. He studied champions, read about nutrition, mental toughness, and physical transformation. At 18, he joined the Austrian army, but even there, his dream stayed alive. One week, he broke military rules to sneak out and compete in a bodybuilding competition, and won. He was arrested but released with praise by the officers, impressed by his drive. Soon after, he won his first Mr. Europe Junior title. Then came the boldest leap. At just 20 years old, he moved to the United States. No money, no English, no connections, just one suitcase, an unshakable self-belief. Arnold arrived in America with no English, no money, no network. But he had something greater: hunger, not for food, for greatness. While others saw limitations, he saw opportunity. He learned English by watching TV, mimicking lines in the mirror, repeating words over and over. His accent was mocked, but he never felt ashamed. He'd say, "This accent will make me famous one day." He worked construction, lived in a tiny apartment, ate rice and tuna, and trained relentlessly. In 1967, at just 20, Arnold became the youngest Mr. Universe in history. Years later, he'd rack up 5 Mr. Universe titles and 7 Mr. Olympia wins. But his dream didn't end there. He wanted more. Hollywood. Producers told him, "Your body's too big. Your name's too weird. That accent will never work." To anyone else, that would have been the end. But Arnold wasn't anyone else. He smiled and said, "What you see as weakness, I'll turn into my brand." And he did. In the early 1980s came his breakout role, Conan the Barbarian, global success. But then came his defining moment. In 1984, he starred in The Terminator and, with just 17 lines of dialogue, made cinematic history. "I'll be back." That line wasn't just iconic, it was personal. Arnold always came back, always rose, always conquered. From there, blockbusters like Predator, Commando, Total Recall, True Lies, A unique blend of strength, humor, and heart. A surreal twist from action star to governor of California. The boy from Austria led the most populated U.S. state, and he didn't do it for glory. He did it to serve, to prove you can be more than one thing. He built wealth through smart investments. He used his voice for causes, health, the environment, education. He didn't just build muscle, he built a legacy. Arnold often said, "The mind is the most important muscle you can train." His story isn't about trophies or films. It's about showing the world what's possible when you refuse to quit. If this content is motivating you, drop a comment below, subscribe now, and keep growing with Potentium. The best is yet to come. What separates dreamers from doers? Not talent, not money, not luck, but the ability to believe in a vision no one else can see and work for it when no one else would. That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger did. When they said his body was too big, he made it art. When they mocked his accent, he made it his trademark. When they said he couldn't lead, he won by millions. He didn't accept labels. He didn't accept limits. And above all, he didn't accept a small life. He showed the poor can influence the world. Immigrants can lead. The judged can become icons. He wasn't just a bodybuilder. He was a visionary, a strategist, a mental warrior. Maybe today you feel invisible, underestimated, trapped by your story. But this video isn't about admiring Arnold. It's about recognizing yourself in him. Because there's an Arnold in you too, waiting to rise, waiting for you to take that first bold step. You may not want to be a bodybuilder or a politician. That doesn't matter. This journey isn't about biceps, it's about belief. Getting up earlier, training your character, not just your body, living with intention, not autopilot, because your story isn't over. Every day is a blank page. You can still write a masterpiece, like Arnold did. So next time you doubt yourself, remember, it's not where you come from, it's where you're going. It's not what you lack, it's what you're willing to build. And above all, it's not what others think of you, it's what you believe is possible. You can, and the time is now. If this video woke something up in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like it, share it, subscribe, because someone out there needs to hear this.